Hello, my name is Al, and I am the person who runs the omunibasu Substack. And most of you are probably more familiar with my text-based posts, either here or on my previous blog on WordPress. However, I wanted to try something different, and I decided to make an actual video. Interestingly enough, and most people probably don't know this, but I used to be on YouTube and active on the site when I was younger, making just random gaming videos. But for the past few years, I've kind of decided to keep things low-key and not show my face anymore. But since it's New Year, Happy New Year by the way, I just wanted to try something new, and I'll be doing so by sharing and discussing the music collection I have here on my shelf, which contains a lot of Japanese music and some Western stuff. I was actually inspired to do this by a streamer and YouTuber I follow, Vinny Fine Sauce, who also went through his kind of music collection, more specifically vinyls, and also Anthony Fantano. He also did something similar. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing today. As you can tell, I am not the best speaker or talker, but hopefully I can make this video interesting and easy to follow. Hopefully I can also kind of add on some cool facts and tidbits about each of the things that I have, or like each of the CDs and vinyls I have. And lastly, I don't know, is it gonna be here? Okay. This will be the sequence of things that I'll be talking about. And I also include timestamps for each section, and also I decided to create a whole transcript for this video in case anybody needs it. So yeah, feel free to use it. And yeah, I'm a bit nervous, but hopefully I can do a good job here. So yeah, let's do it. Alright, first up, this is probably not going to be a surprise to anybody who follows the blog, but we got SHISHAMO 4. Oh, wait. Yep, SHISHAMO 4. This is actually the very first Japanese music CD I bought, and I actually checked. It was in, I checked on my Amazon Japan account, and it was in January of 2018. Which is also kind of the time of when I started getting into Japanese music. So, and SHISHAMO was definitely one of the first bands that I really got into. I started to write about them a lot at the time. But yeah, this is the special box one, which like it has 2 CDs. I think one of them is like a Blu-ray or something, and it also has booklet. But I also consider this kind of a very important album for the band, where they started to kind of develop a new sound compared to their previous 3 albums, and use different instruments like the piano and violin, which they did do that in SHISHAMO 3, but like I think 4 and like their next release 5 kind of amplified that, and we got to hear more of that in their newer stuff. They started to kind of dive deeper into different topics, such as entering adulthood, which is what all 3 of them were going through at the time, and kind of what I said in my review for 5, where they were like going through kind of the struggles of adulthood. I think their audience was similarly aged, so they were able to kind of relate to it easily and kind of enjoy their music, or continue to enjoy their music, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, I think 4, or hold on, let me pull it up. 4 is definitely, I would consider like integral to the band's overall discography, and obviously it's got the hits. You got Ashitamo. Also, I apologize if I kind of butcher these song names. I don't speak Japanese. Ashitamo, Natsu no Koibito, and they also got some other really good songs on it. They're like retro, and what else do they have? One second. Surechigai no Date, or however you say that, and Maho no Yoni. They got some good stuff on there. So I think if you're looking to get into Shishamo, I think this one's a really good one to, I don't know if like start with, but like this is definitely one that's, oops, wrong one. This one's definitely a good one to kind of, you can start with it. It's really good, and I think people who will listen to it will like easily get into the band's music and really enjoy it. Okay, next up, another Shishamo release, Shishamo Best, their first Best album. If you know me, or if you followed the blog for a bit, I actually talked about this album a while ago when it released, and how I kind of had complicated thoughts about it. For one, it's a good Best album. I think it's a good collection of their songs and kind of what they're known for, and obviously like all of the songs on this are really good, and there's a reason that they're popular. But I just think if you're gonna make a Best album, it shouldn't be only including like the singles you released. I think you should put any song that you think is the best, and I just don't think this one has all the band's best songs, because I think there's so many that are missing from here. Oh, Nakaniwa no Shoujo Tachi. I actually could not believe that this was not on this Best album, because like I personally think it's one of the band's best songs like ever. Not just in terms of popularity, but like it's just really good. Boku Jitsuwa, that's another one that's kind of missing from this collection. And as I said, like all of these songs on this album are really good. Obviously you got the hits like Boku ni Kanojo no Dekitanda, Netaya, Kibito Natsu Fest. Yeah. And it also has like some really like I don't know if it's called like deep cuts, but like just like underrated songs like Ryo-san Karishi. So it's a good, for a Best album, it's fine. It's not just fine, it's good. It has everything, but like I just don't think it's like the best version of like Shishamo's best songs. And obviously like you can just make a playlist, or I can just provide you with a playlist of what I think is their best songs, but I think it's just a bit of a missed opportunity for a official release. I don't know if that made sense, but yeah, I'll put the post that I wrote down below if you want to check it out. Okay, next up, got a different band, Polkadot Stingray, Zenchi Zennou. This was actually the first full-length release from the band, and also my personal favorite Polkadot Stingray album. It features a lot of their early bangers, like Telecaster Stripes, Ningyo, Fleming, the ones that a lot of people know from their early days. I think it's just not to say that their newer stuff is bad. It's not. But like I think growing up listening to this and really liking this album, I just resonate with it a lot. And yeah, like what Leap said in his review when I gave it to him, I think a lot of these are like slight re-recordings, which I personally don't mind, but I can kind of understand the perspective of why. I don't know if it was needed. I don't know if like re-recordings were needed. So, but yeah, it's got a lot of. I would highly suggest listening to this album. It's a very good example of the band's music, and yeah, there's some good ones. This also had a bonus track on it. It's only available on the CD, or like obviously you can find it online, but I remember listening to the bonus track. It's called Polkadot Stingray, and I think it's a it's like an acoustic version, and I thought it honestly blew my mind when I listened to it. It's just so good. I'll link it below because I think it's definitely worth checking out. Okay, next up, another Polkadot Stingray release, Ichidaiji. I think that's what it's called. This was one of their newer EPs at the time. I forgot when, or let me see, 2018. I don't know when specifically, but I bought this either on like CD Japan or Amazon. But yeah, this was their like newest release at the time, and I like it. It's not my favorite EP. I think Daisegi and Honuki EP, those two are insanely good, especially the latter, since it has my favorite, or like my all-time favorite Polkadot Stingray song. This one's still got some good songs on it. It's also one that I have a lot of memories listening to. It's got Ichidaiji, obviously the one that's pretty popular. Pandora's Box is good, and Rhythmy, I recently listened to it again, and it's a really gorgeous song, so definitely one that's worth checking out still. Okay, next up, chilldspot ingredients. This is a good one. I think if you followed the blog 2 years ago or so, I got introduced to this band from Leap, which I have to thank him a bunch for, because this is a really, really, really good band. I actually reviewed their previous album, Portrait, in 2023, which I thought was really good. I think recently, in the past year or so, I started to really like this album. It's their first full-length release, yet, in my opinion, it doesn't feel like amateurish at all. Like, I think bands like chilldspot have kind of done a good job. It's pretty clear that they have a pretty good grasp on making like good music, like catchy music. Yeah, ingredients is really good. Obviously it's got their probably most popular song in Neon wo Keshite. That one's a really good one. But also they got some other really good songs on here, like Groovy Night, Weekender is a really good one, and Kiss Me Before I Rise. That's one that I really gravitated towards these past few months. It's just such a good slow song from them, and they honestly do it really good, or like they do slower, more somber songs really well, which I also talk about in my Portrait review. And also, interesting thing about this, there's no like album art on this. The only art is shown on the CD. Like, there's no jacket, there's no there's like only the pamphlet that provides like the background. Pretty interesting, like CD design. It doesn't even have like a thing on the whatever you call this. But yeah, it kind of looks weird on my shelf, like just like a blank thing with no label, but still a really cool design for a CD. Like I said to Leap, or he said to me, like the art on the CD does like most of the heavy lifting, which is pretty cool. So yeah, ingredients, definitely listen to this one. So we're done with the bands. We're gonna go solo CDs now, or like solo artists. First up, Yellow Dancer by Hoshino again. If this one's kind of weird, because I did say when I gave Leap Pop Virus that I thought like this was my favorite Hoshino again album, but I quickly realized that was not correct. And I actually think this one's really good, or like my favorite, or yeah, just like one that I prefer. It's just like a fun collection of songs of like its classic songs, like Weekend, Sun's really good, Crazy, Snowman, some like cool songs from Hoshino again, who you can obviously tell like there's a Western influence on it, like with soul and jazz. I think it's just a really like good one to put on if you want some fun music to listen to. I actually bought this at the Mandarake at Nakano Broadway when I went to Japan. You can still see the label, kind of. But yeah, when I saw this, I just had to get it, even though I could have gotten it at Tower Records, but I don't know, like the secondhand stuff, it was the first time seeing it, and I was like, oh, I'll just get it. Definitely one of Hoshino Gen's best albums, in my opinion. Although, like, his newer stuff is fine. Or, not fine, but, like, it's really good. But I think I just prefer his, like, older stuff, in my opinion. Alright, got another good one. Lovesick Hexalogy from Nujabes, featuring Shing02. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think other than Model Soul, this is kind of my favorite release from Nujabes. Obviously, I think everyone knows who that is. Like, he's like a hip-hop beat producer who like infuses jazz with into his music. And yeah, I think this one is like a really good one that I've gravitated towards a lot. I don't know if it's like, I think Lovesick Part 2 is like the one, my favorite one. Just cause like beats are smooth, Shing02 or Shingo2. His rapping is really good there. I just had, obviously I was in Japan. I bought it at Tower Records. The Shibuya one. Yeah. Had to get something Nujabes related, and I think this one's a good one. It's been a while since I listened to the whole thing, so I'll have to go through it again, but would highly... I feel like most people have heard this one before, but would highly recommend checking this one out. This one I am very fond of. I got PRETAPORTER from Ohashi Trio, and like if you've read my stuff, you would know how much I love this guy, and like his folksy, jazzy sound that he usually incorporates in his music. And this one in particular is my favorite album of his, and I think I would even go as far as to say that, I don't know if I would say that it's my favorite Japanese music album, but it's definitely one of them. And if anything, it's like, I think it's one of my most listened to albums ever. It's just really good. It's a bit, in my opinion, it's a bit top heavy with songs like, The Story, Clam Chowder, Sunny Rainy Day. All of those are really good, and I think the second half is a bit it can be a bit forgettable, but overall this is an album that has really resonated with me a lot. I even consider it like a method of therapy, to be honest, and I kind of listen to it whenever I'm kind of feeling not well, or like kind of when I'm feeling down or stressed out. I always go back to this one just to like chill and keep my mind off things. But yeah, and I even listened to this when I was on the Shinkansen going from Osaka to Tokyo, just to and while listening to this and looking out the window is just really relaxing. But yeah, I also bought this online at the Tower Records store, so good thing it was on here. It's also not in a traditional CD case. It's like sleeve, which I was surprised by, but it's an interesting change from what I usually get. So yeah, next up, got I from Kamishiraishi Mone, and honestly, this one's, not to say that this is bad, but I honestly kind of just bought this because it came out at the time, and I was a big fan of her at that time. I forgot what the album was called, but hold on, let me check. And that's the album. I really enjoyed listening to And a lot in 2018. So yeah, I just bought this just because like that was what she released at the time. But also, like, it has the Enbuna song, the one that he composed, which what's it called? Wakirai. I'm so saying these names is so, I don't know. But yeah, still a good album, or like EP. I think it's a fun one. It's also got it's got Ow, it's got Happy End. So would definitely still suggest checking it out. Okay, so this one I am very happy to talk about. Was Atlas, This Too Shall Pass. As you probably know from my roundup from last year and the album I gave Leap for the exchange rate, this was my favorite release from 2023, and it was an easy pick. I think I kind of determined this by like August or something. Yeah, I mean it was my favorite release for a lot of reasons. I discovered Wes Atlas earlier that year, and I was just pretty impressed by his ability to, intertwine Japanese and English in his bars. But I also got to learn more about him and see his vulnerability regarding life and kind of the stress that he goes through as he follows his dreams of rapping and like being an artist. I think because it was performed in English, a lot of it, I just was able to resonate with a lot of what he was saying, and that's definitely something that's definitely one of the main reasons why I thought it was my album or EP of the year. So absolutely would suggest listening to this. It's only 7 tracks, but like there's just so many good ones on here, like Life's a Game, Damn. Cul-de-sac is a really good one that talks about his like kind of relationship with his mom and how she's growing older and he wants to be around her more to kind of care for her. It is what it is. That's one of my favorite songs from 2023. Such a good one. And then Me Today is good. So yeah, Wes Atlas. Also definitely listen to his most recent EP. It's really good too. Got the Kota Matsukawa bangers on there. Okay, now we're moving on to the anime SEIYUU section of the collection. If you know me, I mean, I talked about in my one of my previous posts about the Love Live School Idol musical, but obviously I've been a massive Love Live fan since 2017, and I just love the music from that series a lot. So you got Aqours, I think that's how you say it. I usually never say these group names out loud, but Aqours, what's it called? Yuki wa doko ni Kimi no Mune ni. It's the season 2 ending. I don't know why I bought this, but still good. Like, I really like the season 2 ending, and it's also got My List to You as the B-side, which is also a really fun track, and it's also a Watanabe Yo center, so obviously I'm gonna like that one. Yeah, it's a cool one to have. Does it have anything in it? Hold on. No. Okay. Alright, another Love Live one. I would honestly consider this to be my favorite NijiGaku group song. It's Love You My Friends. Really good one. I also, one of the outfits is the outfit for this one is also my favorite Niji group outfit. I don't know why. It's kind of just, I like it a lot. It's their second album with their second solos. A lot of them are good. The Ayumu one's good. Wish is okay. even though I'm a Miyu fan. You and I's good. I think these ones are like, they're not bad, but like I think their like later solos have kind of improved and gotten better and are more enjoyable. Funny enough, they give you like a bonus like card in it, and like this was like pure luck. If you know me, I'm a Miyashita Ai fan, and I saw this when I opened it back then. That was pure luck. I pulled the I card. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I keep it here just to keep it safe. So very happy that I got that bonus. Okay, so now we're going to SEIYUU stuff, or like voice actor music, which is what Leap and I talked about in last month's exchange rate. So definitely go check out our reviews. I'll link it down below. But speaking of Leap, we got Principal from Aida Rikako, who is his Aqua favorite voice actress. I think this is kind of another instance of me, you know, just being into just buying stuff from like artists that I'm into at the moment. And like at the time, this was her first EP, I think. So I was like, you know, figured I'd get it. Not that like the songs on it are bad. Like obviously I like Future Line, Ordinary Love, which was the ending for that Senryu girl anime. But yeah, I mean, it's still got some good songs on it, and happy to support her. In any case, we got another one of like what I just talked about. Kodo Escalation from Uchida Maaya. I still like her, but like I was a really big Maaya fan, and her music. She was kind of like one of the artists that really introduced me to, you know, voice actors or like actresses like pursuing music and like being able to perform their own stuff, like other than like the stuff they do for like anime. This one was one of her really like recent releases at the time of when I was really into her stuff, and I just decided to buy it. And its song is fine. I think it's been a while since I listened to it, but like this was also the song, or like the A-side for it. It has her I think it's about baseball. It's like for a baseball anime. Yeah, in the music video, she's like at the beginning, I remember he's like watching a game on TV. So that's why I remember this one a lot. Next up, we got Bright Canary from YuiKaori, and I saw this at the Mandarake in Nakano Broadway, I think, and like I just had to get it because if you didn't know, YuiKaori, they were a SEIYUU duo consisting of Ogre Yui and Ishihara Kaori, which Yui has been someone that I've really liked. She's been like kind of one of my main SEIYUU favorites. I even have a poster of her right here. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of them. Like I didn't even really know about them while they were active, but when I listened to their stuff, I really liked it. The thing about this is that their stuff isn't on streaming, so you know, might as well. I saw it at the Mandarake, and I just had to get it. It also has the I think it has the Blu-ray too. Oh, the music videos. So maybe I'll open that and watch it one day. Yeah, there are a lot of good songs on here. Ling Ling Rainbow, that's good. Telephone Call is a really good solo from Ishihara Kaori. I would definitely suggest listening to it, but yeah, just a fun one. You know, it's the usual SEIYUU pop, so if you're into that, definitely go check it out. Okay, next. This one's a bit of a, like, I don't know if it's like unconventional SEIYUU release, but like it's definitely not like the ones that a lot of us are used to. Seeds of Sound from Dusty Fruits Club. This is a duo tandem kind of singer producer combo. Yano Hinaki, she's known for, like, you know, Uma Musume. She's even in the Love Live series. And producer slash composer Tada Mitsuhiro. Like I said, and like what Leap said in his review, it feels like less of a traditional SEIYUU pop release and more like feels more like an indie release, because it doesn't like remind you of, like, you know, the Maaya or Ogura Yui or any of like the ones that we see in that are used in like anime openings and stuff like that. It's very different. It's hard to explain. I mean, I'll just link Leap's thoughts on it down below, but there's some really good songs on here, like Beautiful Pain, Don't Stop the Music is my favorite, and you can definitely get to hear Yano Hinaki's like vocal talent, because she's a really good singer, and I think she has like her own stuff now, so, which I'm sure is much different than what was heard on here. So if you want to take a peek, I know my description was really bad, but definitely worth checking out. Like, try something new. Alright, continuing on with the SEIYUU producer combos, we got Nemo from Arika, who is a another, like I said, another SEIYUU producer duo in Natsuyoshi Yuko, who, again, she's in Uma Musume. She was in this show called Shine Post, which I really enjoyed. It's like an idol, another idol multimedia franchise. She was also in Assault Lily, but it's her and the composer Yamato. Really like this, and like I don't mean to brag or anything, but I was there when this duo was announced, and when their first EP was released, 1440, which I really enjoyed. So I had a lot of faith in this duo since the beginning. But yeah, with this new album, it does include their like previous stuff, like you know, Daydream, Kure Kure, Hypno Blue, which is really good. But it also has some cool new songs on here that I think shows like their improvement with performing with each other and kind of composing, such as Blank, I think that's what it's called. Blank's good. Dinner is a weird one. I remember listening to that for the first time, and it was like, oh, like that's not what I'm used to with this group. So yeah, would definitely check this out if you're into, like, if you know who Natsuyoshi Yuko is and really like her vocals. Just a cool one. It's kind of similar to Dusty Fruits Club, where it doesn't feel like a usual like SEIYUU release. So if you want another one of those, this one's definitely one worth looking at. All right, we got next one's a special one. We got Absence and Presence from Kusunoki Tomori, who I think a lot of Love Livers know who that is. She voiced Setsuna for since the beginning until 2023. And yeah, this is also I have to thank Leap for this. He graciously gave me his 2 copies of this, and yeah, I'm really happy to own these 2. I mean, Tomori's music has been one that I've really enjoyed since the beginning, since her Stroke EP release in 2017 or like 18. Just shows how, I mean, like, these 2 releases, they just do a good job showing like how She is such a great musical mind, both with composition and lyricism. I did review Absence a year or so ago, and it was very it was just very insightful to see that someone like her, who we were so used to seeing as Setsuna, was like this strong character, and someone who portrays this such a powerful presence. You definitely get to see a much different side to her, especially since she's talking about her identity and what she thinks is absent in her life and her own self. So I mean, if I think most Love Livers they know her, but I think you can definitely learn a lot more about Tomori through her music, especially these two releases. It's got every single song of hers that she released up to that point, and they're really good. There's a lot of really good ones. Obviously you got Akatoki, Roman, I think that's how you pronounce it. Hamidashi Mono, Vanilla, I keep saying Force Shutdown, just so many good songs, and I would definitely suggest listening to it if you're a SEIYUU fan, or even someone who liked her time as Setsuna in the NijiGaku group. We're getting into 2D territory now, or anime, or more anime stuff, related stuff. Toganashi Togeari got their Kuhaku to Catharsis single here, and this was another gift from Leap when he got this for me when he went to Japan last year. I mean, this is not my favorite song from the band, no offense to anybody who likes it. I mean, I'm not saying that it's bad, but it's just not my favorite one. I think that either goes to Void, Wrong World, or even Voiceless Fish. That one's been one that I've bumped a lot in these past couple months. Obviously this song is really good still. It was really good in the anime. Seeing this, it reminded me that when I went to Japan last year, I don't think the show came out yet, so I didn't watch it, but I saw a pop-up store in the Shibuya Parko Mall, where the Capcom store is in the Pokemon Center, and I saw a pop-up store for their merch, but I didn't watch the show yet, so I was I don't really want to get anything, which now realizing is a bummer, because I saw some good stuff, and obviously I became a fan of the band later on, so missed opportunity again. I'm also, either way, I'm happy to own something girls band cry related now. Alright, next up, we got a double whammy here. We got My Dream Girls from Not Cherry. I got 2 copies. If you don't know, this is another SEIYUU duo featuring Murakami Natsumi and Tanaka Chiemi. They're both in the NijiGaku group. That's kind of how I know about them and know about their kind of musical endeavor. This one, the reason I got 2 is because I got a signed thing from, I don't know if it's 1, I think I was gonna get it anyway, but I got something signed from Natsumi in particular, and it came in I'll show it to you in a separate photo, but it came in a A5 huge paper, and I didn't expect that. Usually these signed things are they have signed on a bromide or something, which is much smaller in size, but for them to have an A5 sized thing that they sign is pretty cool, and I have it, and I'm just very grateful to get something signed from Love Live SEIYUU, who I also really like. She's kind of, Natsumi's like my second favorite out of the 12 or 13. Again, I'm glad to get something signed from her. Song's fine too. Like, I honestly, like, as much as the song is, or like they're making music, this song is definitely not why I bought it. No offense. Last one for the SEIYUU stuff. We got Dialogue Plus. Their single from 2023? It was like at the tail end of 2023. It's for the opening to that I can't remember. It's like that dude who plays games and stuff. But yeah, they came back for another opening. This one's really good. Like, I enjoy Dialogue's music a lot. I became a fan of theirs a while ago, and I've always loved them as a group and their music. It's so much fun to listen to. This one in particular, the ending, or like the B-side for this, which is also the ending to that anime, whatever it's called, that was really good. It's like one of my favorite songs off their last album, which I would definitely check out both the album and that song. So I think that's all I have to say. Oh, I also got I got this because I got another thing signed from Takamura Ayaka. She's my favorite member in that group, so happy to get something signed from her, definitely. Alright, now we are going to go into idol territory, which, if you know me well, I am a very much a big fan of. I became a fan of idols, or like the more general idol scene in 2022, and like each year I've just become a fan of like different groups. So this one, we got Takane no Nadeshiko's first single. This is their major debut. I got 2 of them. This is a good song for their like first major debut, or like for their first single under a major label. This is a good song. It's fun. It includes like a B-side. I forgot what it was, but in like on the digital version, it includes 2 subunit songs from like they just basically like split the group in half and then each subgroup made a song. Both are really good. Both are really different. And I think if you like the darker or like more serious sounding idol songs, you'll like, I forgot what it's called, but the one I'll show you here, like a snippet. But yeah, if you like, it's a cool idea that they did, where they split up already. Like they only been a group for like a year or 2 at that point. Yet I think it's really cool that they did subunit songs already, and it fit each member well, definitely. But yeah, happy to get my hands on their first single. I was really looking forward to it, and I also got something signed from one of the members, Hazuki Sarah. I don't usually say these names out loud, so that's why I'm like not sure. But I got something signed from her, which I'm very grateful for. But also, I tried going for Momona, but I think so many people were getting her like trying to get her signature, that I just didn't get, wasn't lucky enough to win. So maybe next time I'll try to go for her again. Okay, this one is very special to me. New Kawaii from Fruit Zipper. This if it weren't for the Reina EP from last year, I said this in my roundup from December, and when I talked to Leap about it, when I suggested that EP to him, If it weren't for that EP, this would have been my favorite release from last year, definitely. I love Fruit Zipper. Like, I got into them this past year, and I just really like their music. It's very much up my alley. And I think the best part of this album is like I said in my review, it's varied. Like, it does a good job like spacing out the songs to make it not seem like one-sided or anything like that. Like, they do a good job expressing a more somber tone in some of them, like Kimi Koi or Baby I Loved. That's one of my favorite songs from last year. Yeah, it's a good collection of songs. If you're new to Fruit Zipper, obviously, or like idols in general, especially the 2020s like scene we're in right now. Again, it's got all the hits, all the songs that you've probably heard on TikTok, and you also get like a kind of a feel of how the group is personality wise, and get to hear their individual vocal stylings, which I personally enjoyed a lot. A lot of great tracks on here. They have the Welcome to the Fruit Zipper, I think that's what it's called. It's like an intro song where they sing about each other and kind of introduce each other to the listener and the fans, which I thought was really good. Happy Chocolate, that's one of another favorite of mine. Definitely, if you're new to Fruit Zipper, or you've like kind of liked what you've heard from them from like the snippets on social media, or like just want to like listen to good idol music, definitely listen to this one. Speaking of Fruit Zipper, we got their sister group, Candy Tune. This is their first released single, Kiss Me Patissier, I think that's how you pronounce it. I wanted to buy this because one, I think Candy Tune is really talented and I do like their music. When they released their first single, which is this one, a while back, or like their first song, I really liked it, and I think it's very again, it's very like reflective of like the 2020s idol pop kind of style and what's like popular now. But also one of the members, I got into this group because one of the members, Kirihara Mizuki, she was formerly a member of another idol group that I'll talk about in a second, so I just had to support, obviously, even though like I think I've heard it way too many times on like TikTok and like the ones they make, or like this group makes on their own TikTok pages. It's still a solid song, and again, if you like Fruit Zipper's music, you'll definitely like their stuff as well. I also got I already forgot if I mentioned this, I got something signed from her, from Mizuki, which was very, very grateful. I think because like Candy Tune and Fruit Zipper is like, they've gotten really popular lately, and I'm sure it's a bit hard to get like a autograph thing from them. So I don't know if I was lucky or if I was just like I was gonna get it anyway. But happy to get something signed from her, definitely. All right, like I said earlier, Mizuki was a part of this group. It's called Rirunedo. I think, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but this, when I first heard it in 2022, I was obsessed with it, honestly. This was such a fun album to listen to. Again, it's like kind of possibly like one of the starts of that 2020s cutesy idol pop style of music that was like starting to gain traction. And obviously, like Yamamoto Sho, like this, he composed like the most popular song on here, and kind of like is the main guy who does this kind of music. Even aside from his songs on this album, there's so many good stuff, so many good tracks on here, like Lovin' You, Tokyo Princess, my all-time favorite Rirunedo song, Futari no Summer Days. That's such a good song. And I just love this album. I love this group. I watched them, I watched their reunion set from Yamamoto Show's event a few weeks ago. It was really good seeing them again. I think their time as a group was cut short, and it was pretty unfair to them. I don't know like the specifics about it, or if like the pandemic caused it or something like that. Really miss this group. I really like this album. It's one of my favorite, all-time favorite idol releases ever. And yeah, I had fun listening to it again recently. I'm almost done with the idol stuff. We got Kimi Kara, Ski Kiss, I think that's what it's called. This one might seem a bit random, but I actually saw this group when I went to Japan. Just like literally out of pure luck, I just went into the Tower Records Shinjuku, and then they were just there performing. It happened to be the day they were holding a release event, and yeah, I mean, I wanted to buy this. Well, it was like, first of all, it was like my first idol group, seeing an idol group like perform live, which was definitely a crazy experience, even though I was only there for like 5 minutes. Yeah, I just wanted to get this as like a memento, and also to support them, since I think they're like a Chica idol group, like an underground group. So yeah, I had to buy this one. I actually didn't see it in the store when I was there for some reason. I don't know if I was like blind or whatever, but I actually bought this on CD Japan a few months later. So, but you know, happy to get this, and looking forward to like listening to their newer stuff. I think they released something recently, so I'll have to check that out. Next up, you got the Fifth from Equal Love. Love these people. They're I got into them last year, or 2023. Started getting into their music a lot, and I really enjoyed their stuff. This one is probably like my favorite non-album release from this group, since it has a lot of good songs on it. Like I mean, the Fifth has kind of become a Christmas anthem for a lot of people over there. But also what's it called? The Risa Soul or Center. That was a really fun one. Wait, this doesn't have. Oh. Oh my god. I bought this at the Mandarake in where is it? It's Nakano? I bought this just because like I saw it, and it was the first time I saw like idol goods at Nakano, so I was like, just gotta buy this stuff. Like, I don't care. I didn't go to Tower Records yet, so I didn't know they'd be selling this. I guess I got like the standard edition because it doesn't have 2 songs on it that are usually here. Like Poison Girl, that's the Emery Center, and then BPM, which is one of my favorite B-sides, since it's a Shoko Center, and I was really happy to see her get a center song, because I mean, like, I'm not gonna go too into it, but like, she seems to be kind of neglected when it comes to center, like the center position, so it was really happy to see her like get some spotlight for herself, and it's a good song. Like, I think you should definitely listen to it. But yeah, the Fifth, good release. I would definitely suggest listening to this and the rest of their stuff. They had a really good year last year, so there's a lot of good things to check out. I think I forgot to record this, but this will be at the end of the idol section, CD section. Got City featuring Yanagi Miyu. This is part of the Gekkan Idol project, where like they basically grab like a variety of idols from different groups and make a song for them to sing, and also like accompany them with these illustrations. And it's a cool project. I mentioned this in my roundup at the end of the year last year, but it's such an interesting project, and I'm hoping that they continue it in 2025, because I would love to see like whoever, or I would just like love to see whoever else they manage to get, since I think it's a great opportunity to kind of not only give their fans more stuff to, you know, buy and appreciate, but like also kind of show a different side to them vocally compared to what they usually sound like in their normal groups and such. But yeah, this one was one of my favorite songs from last year. Such a cool city pop track, and hearing MIYUU sing solo here, and like we get to hear her more clearly as a vocalist, so it was such a cool experience. I bought this at the Tower Records Shinjuku. I saw it on like in the Stardust promotion section. I was like, I gotta get this. I really liked listening to it when it released, so had to buy it on physical. Glad I did. Happy to support. Obviously, if you follow the blog for a bit, this is probably my favorite SHISHAMO album, like, period. Like, probably since 2018. There's so many good songs in it, like Nakaniwa no Shoujo Tachi. Sorry, I have to look up the song titles. Egao no Tonari, you know, Netaya, Mina no Uta. So many good songs on here. Again, it's like kind of you're starting to get like a taste of how the band is changing their sound, whether that's like their usage of instruments, of like different instruments, or just what they sing about compared to like SHISHAMO 1 or 2, or even their like graduation project. So would definitely suggest listening to this. Absolutely. If somebody came up to me and like said, oh, I want to get into SHISHAMO, which one should I listen to? This one. I wouldn't even hesitate to say this one. Alright, next we got another SHISHAMO record, SHISHAMO 6. This one I actually thought was pretty underrated, at least for me. Like I listened to it for the first time when it came out, like, and I thought it was okay, but then when I came back to it, I thought it was like I think it became like one of my favorite albums from them in general. Yeah, like there's so many good songs on it. I think I feel like it's pretty underrated. Nissan Katanso, that was like one of my favorite songs from 2020. And like there's so many other ones. It just feels like a very chill, it's a lot more chill compared to like 5 and 4 and 3. And I think it was something that I guess like kind of resonated with me at the time, since it was like the pandemic and I just needed something to calm myself down with, and this album was perfect for that. There's so many good songs in here. Would definitely suggest listening to it. Favorite Boy is really good too. There's just so many good songs in here. Again, I know I'm repeating myself, but would definitely suggest listening to this. Got another Ohashi trio record. Got New World. This was one of the 2 records I bought at Tower Records in Shinjuku. I'll show the other one later. But not my favorite Ohashi trio album. Obviously, I said earlier which one was mine. But when I saw this at the store, I just knew I had to get it, because like it's a Ohashi trio vinyl. Like I looked it up. Like there's not that many of his albums that were pressed on vinyl, and if they were, like, they're just sold out now. So figured I'd get it. Still a really nice album from him. Obviously you got the Kamishiraishi Mone duet, which is really good. Favorite Rendezvous is good. Paradise is good. This is a very, very expected release from the guy, and I will listen to and like most of the things that he's made. So good one. Good one to have on vinyl too. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, level 3 from Perfume on vinyl. And like I bought this at the Mandarake in Nakano. I saw it on the shelf and I was really contemplating on whether I wanted to buy it. And I think at that time I was like, yeah, I just better get it. Because it's Perfume. Perfume on vinyl is pretty crazy to see. And I later found out that this one's like a special edition one, since the vinyl is yellow. And when I opened it, I was like, oh wow, like I didn't really expect to see that. But when you see it in person, it's like cool looking color, and compared to like the usual like black for standard pressings. So yeah, and also Level 3 is a good album. So I would say it's like my favorite Perfume album, probably. So many good songs in it. Spring of Life, Clockwork's good. I might like on my like later listens to Clockwork or Level 3. I really started to like Clockwork a lot. 1mm, Point, Daijobanai. That one's the one that went viral on TikTok again, like a year or two ago. Really good album, and I'm glad I got this. Was really lucky to get this on in Japan too. Next one, we got Chili Beans, the for full-length debut, self-titled. I actually bought this on a site called Black Screen Records. I think they're based in Germany. They make Japanese music vinyls. No, I don't think it's like official. I'm sure it's like licensed or whatever. I had to get this one. I actually saw this at the Tower Records in Japan, but I think this is a different one because look at this. It's all 4-inch. I saw it on the site. I was like, oh man, I have to get this. Such a cool looking vinyl. The album itself, really good. I reviewed this back in 2022. It was Leap's album of the year. And I love the Chili Beans. They were a really good band. Again, I think similar to like chilldspot or the band I reviewed in December, Mook. I think that's how you say their name. All these bands like have a really good grasp of like making good music from the jump, catchy music especially, and this is definitely a good example of that, especially with Lemonade, obviously, This Way, Hand-Drawn, My Boy, L.I.B., Tremolo, Happy End. Oh, Happy End's really good. Shekirara, really good album, especially since this is their very first album, like full-length release, and they have so many bangers on it. So would definitely suggest checking it out, and also recommend or like suggest buying from Black Screen Records. It's a bit pricey since it comes from Germany, at least for like American customers. Plus their vinyls look really nice. I might buy another one from them soon. Not a sponsor. Obviously, there's not a sponsor, but like they're just a really good service from my experience. All right, last Japanese music vinyl record that I have, and it's a really, 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 really good one. This one was one that I was honestly on my wish list of like when I started collecting records. Got the one and only Bad Mode from Utada Hikaru. I absolutely love this album. If it weren't for that Baton Girls album that I listened to, this probably would have been my favorite album from that year. Such a good one. I have a hard time, I don't think there's like a skippable track on this at all. And each time I kind of listen to it, I feel like I appreciate a certain song more in that later listen to. Like for example, I was a really big fan of Not in the Mood that year, like 2022 when I listened to it. But then like a few months later, I went back to it, and Kimi ni Muchu, that one was like, it felt like that was like my new favorite song. So like every time I listen to this, it was like it's a completely new experience, I guess. Kind of like something you're able to like appreciate something else or like another song a lot more. This was definitely the case with this album. Pink Blood is really good. Like I started to realize how good that song was. Fine Love's good. Bad Mode itself is good. So yeah, obviously like I haven't listened to a lot of Utada Hikaru. This one is a really good album. Probably one of my favorite albums of Japanese music albums of all time. Okay, so now we're done with the Japanese music. I have a few Western stuff here in my collection, so I'll go over that a bit. First up, so I started listening to 90s East Coast hip hop last year, mainly because like I saw the artist I mentioned earlier, Reina. I saw like kind of her inspirations for her music, like which artist she was inspired by. I saw that this one was one of them, so I started listening to them, and I just really immediately liked their stuff. Got Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders. I actually bought this in Japan at the Tower Records in Shinjuku. I think I listened to this beforehand, like a few months before, but then I saw this on vinyl. I was like, I should probably get this. But honestly, I think this might be my favorite Tribe record out of the three. You know, this, Low End Theory, and People's Instinctive. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, out of the three, I think this one is definitely my favorite. Similar to Bad Mode. Like, there's not a skippable song on here. There's so many good ones. Third up, Award Tour with Trugoy from De La Soul. We Can Get Down. Electric Relaxation, obviously. Oh my god, with Busta Rhymes. So many good stuff on here. I think it's probably like the best production out of the three main Tribe records. And just a really good album. Would definitely recommend checking it out if you like rap or like old school rap. Alright, here's the other Tribe record I have. The one I forgot the name of. People, Instinctive Travels in the Passive Rhythm. This one, I mean, I did say that Midnight Marauders is my favorite, but this one is really, really, really good. When I first listened to it, I was like, man, the fact that this is Tribe's first album and it's this good, it's pretty insane. And then they went on to make Low End Theory and then Midnight Marauders. It's pretty crazy. This group is amazing to me. So many good songs in here. After Hours is fun. Footprints, I Left My Wallet in El Segundo. Bonita Applebum, that is such a good, like a romantic rap song. Can I Kick It, obviously, that's their most popular song probably ever, or like out of their discography. The song called Rhythm on here is so dang good. Like Tip's flow on that is insanely good, and it has an interesting connection to like Japanese rap or like the Japanese music scene, because at the end he's like Tip is talking to like, I think like a producer, like a Japanese producer. I wanted to know, like find out who it was. I don't know if this was the right person, but if anybody knows who that was at the end of Rhythm, I would love to know, because I'm sure they had a lot to do with this song, because it's really good. So yeah, fantastic album, another good Tribe album. Another one from New York, 90s hip hop group, De La Soul, Balloon Mind State. I think I did listen to 3 Feet High and Rising, and De La Soul Dead is really good too. Both of them are really good, but I think I've kind of favored this one a lot just because of like the emphasis on like jazz and like using jazz samples. A lot of really good songs on here, and I love listening to this. In Focus is good. Patty Duke, that's another really fun one. I Be Blowin', the trumpets on that are so good. I Am IB with like all those guest vocalists like Q-Tip and I'm not blanking on who else, but like that was a really well executed song. And obviously, you know, Break of Dawn's good. That's their probably most recognizable song on this album. But at the same time, like, I think there's another interesting like Japanese rap connection, since SDP and Takagi Khan, they did a bonus track on here, or like a skit where like they rapped in Japanese. Like De La Soul just like were open to including these Japanese rappers in a time where like that wasn't too common, and like it was really fun to hear that for the first time. And just like, again, like their willingness to include these like foreign acts who are really good at rapping too. I think Posthumous even said like these two are like the Japanese Beastie Boys essentially. So it's really cool to see them give some like respect and shout out to the Japanese rap scene, especially at that time when it was like kind of flourishing as well at the same time as America. Yeah, I really like this album. Balloon Mind State, really good one. Now we're going away from the rap. We're talking about, it might look like the White Album from the Beatles, but it's not. It's Continuum from John Mayer. Probably my favorite John Mayer album, to be honest. I remember like bumping this so many times like 2 years back. I just loved a lot of the songs on here. Waiting on the World to Change, obviously. Don't Trust Myself. Gravity is really good. Vultures, I think that's my favorite. That might be my favorite John Mayer song of all time, even though I should probably check out his other albums. Or like, I have listened to Battle Studies, which I really enjoyed too. But Slow Dancing in a Burning Room, Stop This Train, so many good songs on here. I know John Mayer is not like, I don't think he's like popular or like known for his songwriting, but, and obviously like he's a great guitarist, but I just really love the songs on here, and I'm glad I got it on vinyl. Last but not least, this is my last record as of now, at least. I think I would consider this to be my favorite album of all time. It's probably my most listened to album of all time, and that is Jason Mraz, We Sing, We Dance, We Steal Things. I honestly think this is one of the best albums I've ever listened to. Not just because, like, obviously, I'm Yours is on here, but even for me, I'm a huge Jason Mraz fan, but even then I think this song's kind of overplayed, and even, I don't know if I would just call it mid, but like, it's just, my opinion on it has changed a lot since then, but so many good songs on here. This is the deluxe version. I bought it off his official store. So many good songs. Make It Mine. I used to have that as my wake up alarm. Butterfly. I think I would consider Butterfly to be my favorite, like, Jason Mraz song of all time, even though I knew it was a bit raunchy and like explicit, but I just loved like the flow of it, and Jason's rapping, or not like rapping, but like his like singing is in it so good, and it's such a like a groovy and funky track. Live High's good. Love for a Child is an incredible song, kind of like reflects his experience growing up and like having problematic parents. Only Human's good. Dynamo Evolution's good. A Beautiful Mess is like probably one of the most beautiful songs I've listened to. So this is a fantastic album, 10 out of 10 album. I would definitely suggest listening to it if you haven't. In my opinion, I like Jason Mraz's older stuff compared to like his newer stuff. It's not bad. His newer stuff isn't bad, but I think I just prefer his like carefree and like more. He used to rap a lot in his earlier stuff, and I just loved listening to that as when I was younger. But for this one's a bit more, he's a lot more vulnerable in this one. You can start to hear him sing about deeper things and all that. And I just really love this album. It's really good. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing my music collection. It's pretty tiny still, but I'm happy with what I've accumulated over the past 7-8 years now, and hopefully I can get some more stuff soon. I wanted to do like a short segment of like kind of my wish list of what I wanted to get in the future. Off the top of my head, I do want to get something Irish related, the SEIYUU group, since my I guess the term is Kami Oshi. Kubotomiu. I think this is the year that I want to get something signed from her, anything. Hopefully I can get something like that this year. I do want to get like the vinyls of some of the exchange rate albums I've reviewed, such as I wouldn't mind a Mook Dungeon vinyl. What else can I get? Well, to be honest, I think vinyls are like my main thing that I want to buy when it comes to Japanese music, so not just limited to what I've reviewed for the exchange rate, but as I'm looking here, wouldn't mind a Baton Girls vinyl. Syrup, I think Syrup might actually have a vinyl out already. Data Ray vinyl would be cool. Obviously my wants will change as time goes on, as I see more things being available, so I appreciate you for checking this video out if you did, and if you have any feedback on how I did with this video. Again, I have not recorded myself in so long, so I don't know how this kind of turned out, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you thought it was interesting, and definitely leave in the comments your thoughts, and if you have any, or if you want to share your own music collection, what you have, I'd love to hear it, because so many releases I don't know about that have come out physically that it might be cool to get for myself. So yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you in the next post.